This presentation is how to conduct a virtual interview. The Ohio Means Jobs Geauga County Career Center is located within the new Geauga County Administration Building, located at 12611 Ravenwood Drive, Chardon, Ohio 44024.
My name is Lisa Sproulls, and I will be your presenter today. I'm a part-time Geauga County Job and Family Services Career Center instructor employed through Auburn Career Center. I also have 25 plus years of experience in employment screening and recruiting. So what is a virtual interview? A virtual interview is a job interview that utilizes video technology to allow the discussion to take place remotely. So rather than going into a facility to interview, you would be doing this in a confidential, secure location via video software. So you would need things like a computer with a built-in or external video camera and microphone, as well as a reliable internet connection. Some people do use headphones, but we do recommend you not doing that because the interviewer can visually see you, and that kind of distracts from the interview itself. Now, a video interview often follows the style of a traditional in-person interview, although there are a few key considerations to keep in mind. We do say do not use a cellular phone, as the unsteadiness of your hand, which may not be noticeable to you, may be a distraction for the person interviewing you. We're here to help you have virtual interview success. So while virtual interviewing can be a switch to your normal interviewing experience, we want to point out some things today that will help you understand a little more as to why this happens, what you will need, and what you can do to be successful. So during these COVID pandemic timeframe, if you're in the middle of a job search, it's likely that you will be asked to do your interviews virtually. So here are some things to consider. So you want to test your technology beforehand. You want to make sure your camera and microphone are working. Your username and email need to be professional. You want to make sure that you wear professional attire because you are still being seen. You want to make sure that you prepare in advance, so your resume, research the company, have questions ready, and make sure your location is in a quiet, confidential area. Furthermore, you want to use professional body language, so looking into the camera for direct eye contact, sitting with elbows off the table. It is important that the video interview you're about to have, that you make it as important and serious as an in-person interview would be. And then upon completion, we always suggest that you close out the virtual program before speaking or making any noises in the event the interviewer is still connected to you and can hear you. So again, never do a virtual interview during work hours or at your place of business, and never utilize a cell phone to conduct your virtual interview. So virtual programs, I'm sure that you've heard a lot about these virtual programs, video conferencing tools, etc. Things like Zoom, Skype, Microsoft Teams. Those are just some of the most widely used platforms. But, your technical skills are considered one of the top competencies that employers look for in new hires. And so hiring managers are able to gauge your abilities easily during a virtual interview. So now preparation. You want to avoid potential technical glitches by testing your equipment beforehand. So if something is going on where it's producing grainy visuals or muffled audio, you might want to invest in an external webcam or microphone. You want to make sure that your internet connection and signal strength is strong. And if you are planning on sharing your screen, try that feature before the actual interview to make sure that you can do this effortlessly. So technology. Most people are utilizing a laptop, some are using a desktop, but you want to make sure that you have the camera or external webcam sitting in the right location. So, if you look at it, when you're sitting down, it's several inches below your eyes. So, looking at the camera, angling it to show your face, it actually shows the ceiling. So what you can do is get a sturdy set of books or a box, something that'll bring the camera at eye level. You'll also want to be sitting a little more than arm's length away. So to be center in the frame and your eyes about 2/3 away from the top is pretty much ideal. Don't look down at the computer screen while being interviewed, but look directly at the camera. It may feel a little strange to do this, which is why we always suggest you do some trial runs to get yourself accustomed to this. But, to the people watching, it looks like you're looking directly at them, and that's what you want. Limit moving around, going back and forth, side to side, because that can be a distraction. Make sure any ringers on your phones are turned off, notifications on your email, etc. And once the interview starts, remember to smile, sustain eye contact, speak clearly, and you can even nod, when the interviewer talks to show that you're listening. So sound is just as important as the video. So in an empty room, may sound fine to you, but it does create more of a echo for anyone listening on a video. So remember, the more quote unquote stuff items that you have in a room, that helps deflect the sound and provides less of an echo. Further, make sure that windows are closed. You're not in an area where there's a lot of people, busy office, landscaping, construction, things to avoid as much of the distractions as you can. So your virtual identity, not many people think about this, but in today's digital world, your email address and your username is often the first impression that people see. So you don't want to give somebody a reason to question your professionalism. You don't want to have funny email addresses or hobby related. It wants to be or needs to be professional. So try a combo of your first, middle, and last name, or even leverage industry keywords if you're stuck. And avoid using symbols and the numbers 1 and 0, because those can look like letters depending on the font and then cause confusion where you might not be able to log in, or the interviewer might not be able to connect with you, or even send you an email because it gets thrown out. So your appearance, again, you're going into this interview just the same as you would a in-person interview. You want to make sure that you are dressed correctly. So look at it from, your colors, stick to jewel tones. These colors have the right amount of saturation for all skin types, and it'll prevent washing you out under harsh lighting, especially when you're doing a video interview. So, avoid any overpowering patterns or flashy accessories. So the location, again, like we've talked about, clean, quiet, well-lit space for your interviews, okay? You want to be able to show that you are reinforcing that you're taking this interview seriously. You can look at a backdrop that helps determine what you're going to wear. You can do a empty wall. You can set it up like a office, maybe kind of rearrange some things. You don't want it to have a messy background, so the harder it is to convince a hiring manager of how detail-oriented and organized you are would be them being able to see mass chaos behind you, beside you, and so forth. So again, you want it to be clean, quiet, and well-lit. So talking about being well-lit, good lighting makes a huge difference. Professional lighting uses 4 sources. You only really need 1. So you want to take a look at, is it daytime? You can just use a window. If it's too bright, you can pull the shades. You will need the window to be in front of you, not to the side or behind, because this casts shadows. If it's nighttime or overcast, or you don't have a window, grab a lamp. Okay, don't use overhead lighting. Don't light yourself up from below. You want to be able to have a lamp in front of you with the light slightly above the height of your eyes when sitting down. If it's too bright, move it back. If it's too dim, then move it closer. So in conclusion, quiet place, good camera, good lighting, make sure you look good, and practice before the interview. Thank you for that great presentation. The Ohio Means Jobs Geauga County Career Center is available to provide you further assistance with things such as creating or updating your resume, cover letter, thank you letter writing, your LinkedIn profile, computer assistance, etc. Please feel free to reach out to us either by phone, email, or online, or by visiting the Career Center Monday through Friday from 8 to 3:30.